practice. As you already know that Swiflearn is the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10. Over here, all the classes are 100% live and interactive classes. If you have any sort of doubt, you can ask to the teacher in the classes only, and the teacher will explain all the concepts in the classes. Right now, coming to the second thing which we give personalized attention to each and every students in our batches, because our batches consist of 6 students maximum. Okay, not more than 6. It may be like a 1 student batch or 2 student, or maximum 6 students can be present. Hi Ananya, how are you? Okay, so this help us to keep an eye on you, how you are progressing, in which concept you are lagging, where you need improvement, everything. And this also help you to ask any sort of doubt without any hesitation, right? Yes. Hi Amish, how are you? Okay. Now, coming to the third thing which we have a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously track how you are progressing, how you are doing in the classroom, how you're doing the homework, how you are doing in the monthly test over here, or your school examination. Everything will be tracked, and accordingly you will get the feedback. This feedback will definitely help you to improve yourself, right? And the fourth thing which is very important, that we cover the syllabus as per your school examination schedule. If you have any sort of topic which we have not done yet, but these are coming in your school exam, you can tell us. We will do those topics first, and then we will move on to the rest of the topics. So this type of custom request generally we handle, right? So these are the general features of Swiflearn. Let us now see what are our key features. First of all, we maintain the progress report, detailed progress report of each and every student. Jaise, how you are doing in the classroom, whether you are doing the homework regularly or not, whether you are performing in a particular topic properly or not, or where you are lagging, what improvement you need. So everything will be there in detail in your progress report, and according to that you will get this progress report. जैसे आपके स्कूल में भी पीटीएम होता है, इधर भी पीटीएम होता है, तो पेरेंट टीचर मीटिंग में पेरेंट्स भी उनका फीडबैक दे सकते हैं, एंड वी आर ऑलवेज देयर टू हेल्प यू आउट, राइट? हाय एवी क्रैकर, व्हाट इज योर एक्चुअल नेम बेटा? यस, बताओ. अच्छा, चलो. तो नंबर सेकंड थिंग which we have as our key feature is the SAT, which happen in every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., where you will be able to perform and you can see what is your rank all over India in the leaderboard, right? And the third thing is very important, that is the practice. As you already know, the third and fourth thing, that is practice, the question answer according to your school exam, according to the board exam. So these types of questions are always there in our practice test series. So you can go after completing any chapter, you just go and practice the question answer. So both subjective and objective questions are there. Subjective may you can write the answer and upload so that we can check your answer. We have a very good dedicated group of teacher who will definitely check your answer. Hi Siddharth, how are you? Acha, your name is Ansh. Hi Ansh, how are you? So after completing this answer, we will check your answer and we will definitely give you how to write the answer so that you will never lose any marks in your subjective questions, right? Generally we lose any marks in the 3 mark or 5 mark questions, है ना? तो इधर हम बोल देंगे कि कहाँ डायग्राम इंक्लूड करना है, कहाँ केमिकल इक्वेशन इंक्लूड करना है, dependent upon the different topics and the different subjects, and you will be able to write down the answer according to that, so that you will never miss any of the marks in your school exam as well as the board exam. ठीक है ना? Chalo. So to experience all these things, what you have to do? Yes, you have to book the trial class, right? So all the trial class are free of cost, and book it whenever you are free, and enroll your name in our regular batches also, so that we can also meet every day. ठीक है? चलो. And let me also remind you, whoever has not subscribed our channel, please subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming session. You can ask your doubt in the chat box. I'm always there to help you out in biology, right? So and also do not forget to like, comment and share. Now let us move on to the topic. As you already know, we have already started with the topic circulatory system, which is there in class 8th syllabus of ICSE board. Hi Divyansh, how are you? So we have already studied a lot about the circulatory system in the previous two sessions, right? If you were absent in the two sessions, the first two sessions, please go through it. All the sessions are there in YouTube channel. So just go through the first and the second session so that it will help you to understand the third session also. फाइन सो हमने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुके थे कि सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम क्या है हमारे सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम का मेन ऑर्गन क्या है दैट इज द heart. So other than heart, what are the necessary other components which are associated with the circulatory system? Those are basically blood and the blood vessels. We have studied about the different types of blood vessels, the different components of blood, and the structure of the heart. So these are the different things which we have already completed. Yes. Okay, yeah, quiz will be there. Like if I ask you the question and if you give me the correct answer, who will give me the most of the correct answer, he or she will be the student of the session. और आपके नाम मैं screen पे लिखूंगी at the end of the session. ठीक है ना दिव्यांश? Yes. And also अंश. चलो. So ऐसे quiz होगा, right? So my first question for your session is, what are the different types of blood vessels which we have in our body? Quickly give me the answers. Yes. Chalo. So these are the different. Now let us see what we will study in today's session. So these are the different topics which we will cover in today's session. Okay, very good, Ansh. That is veins and arteries, and another thing you were missing. What is that? Yes, you are also missing another thing, that is the capillaries, right? So arteries, veins, and capillaries, these are the three types of blood vessels which we have in our body. Okay, so today we will mainly focus on the two types of circulation which takes place within our body. So pulmonary and systemic circulation, मैंने already नाम आपको बता दिया था last session में, तो that we will study in detail. Then we will move on to the blood pressure. Blood pressure क्या होता है? Why do we call it blood pressure? Pressure कहाँ होता है? And what is the normal blood pressure of human being? How to maintain a proper blood pressure? और इसका अगर वो ज़्यादा हो जाएंगे तो what can be the condition called? And if it is lower than the normal limit, then also what is that called? We will discuss that one. Then we will move on to the hepatic portal system. So hepatic portal system क्या है? It is a system which is linked with the liver and the small intestine and stomach. उधर का जो veins है तो which it basically help to form the hepatic portal system. What is that? I'll tell you in detail. Then we will move on to the tissue fluid and the lymph. So tissue fluid and lymph क्या है? Other than the blood, there are also the different fluid which are continuously present within our body, which help in a lot of different way. Transportation में भी help करते हैं. Those are the tissue fluid and the lymph. We will study about that. And then we will move on to the pulse rate. अभी pulse rate तो हमें almost रोज ही चेक करना होता है, and with the help of the oximeter and the pulse meter we always check it. So pulse rate क्या होता है, whether it is similar to that of the heartbeat or not, we will discuss that. Then we will move on to the pacemaker. हमारे normal natural pacemaker हमारे heart में कौन सा है, and if it is not working properly we have to replace it with the artificial pacemaker. तो artificial pacemaker भी क्या है, this will we will discuss. And then we will move on to the spleen. Okay, this is one lymphatic organ. So these are the main things which we are going to cover in today's session. Are you all ready, beta? Yes, very good, Ansh. You have given me a correct answer without asking the question at all. Like systolic pressure हमारा normal रहता है 120 millimeter per mercury of mercury, and diastolic pressure रहता है 80 millimeter. Very good. Chalo. So first let us think about the heart, and we already know the two types of blood flows through the heart. What are the two types of blood? Yes, quickly tell me, Ansh, or anybody else who is listening. Quickly. What are the different types of blood which are passing through our heart, which are also passing through all the whole body, right? So one type of blood is going to all the different organs of the body, and the veins are carrying the another type of blood towards the heart so that it can go to the lungs and oxygenation happens. So what are the names of these two types of blood? Yes, quickly, anybody? Very good. Oxidized blood, or we can call it as the oxygenated blood, right? And the second one is the deoxygenated blood. So always remember, the arteries carry the oxygenated blood and the veins carry the deoxygenated blood. One exception is always there, that is the pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein. So these we have already studied about the blood, the flowing of the blood through the heart and the flowing of the blood throughout our body. So we have studied about another system, that is through the heart there is the same blood which is passing twice, right? Do you remember? The same blood pass or flow twice within our heart, and this makes the double circulation, that is known as the double circulation, as it is passing twice through our heart. And this two circulation can be named according to the two loops which they are covering within our body, that is the short pulmonary circulation loop, where basically the blood is going from through the pulmonary artery, it is going to the lungs and again coming back to the heart, and a long systemic circulation, that is the general body में जहाँ जहाँ different organs में blood जाते हैं, that is from the outer it is distributed to all the different parts of the body, and again it is coming back to the heart through the superior and the inferior vena cava. Remember, so these are the two main types of circulation which are continuously happening within our body. Hi P Radha, how are you? So this is known as the double circulation, as you already know that the blood, the same blood is flowing twice through the heart. You can see over here, ye to acha. Let me give the labelings. So as we already know, this is the right auricle, this is the right ventricle, this is the left auricle, and this is one is the left ventricle. These are the four chambers of the heart, right? So right ventricle se kaun shuru hota hai? Which artery? That is the pulmonary artery. So this pulmonary artery is carrying the blood, the deoxygenated blood, towards the lungs. There are the two lungs which are there in our body, and within the lungs what is happening, the purification of the blood is happening. The purification of the blood, or we can say that the oxygen is added to the blood vessel, and the carbon dioxide what is already present within the capillaries has been removed out. Where it is removed? It is removed towards the alveoli, so that we can breathe it out. Okay, and while breathing it out, we are giving out, removing the carbon dioxide from our body. Clear hai? Now we can see over, after the purification, again the same blood is flowing and it is coming inside the left auricle through the four pulmonary veins, and this small loop, it is going to the lungs and coming again back to the heart. This small loop is known as the pulmonary circulation. Okay, this is the small circulation which is known as the pulmonary circulation. Now coming to the larger loop of the circulation which is known as the systemic circulation. It starts from the left ventricle से कौन शुरू होता है? The outer, we already know the outer starts from here, the largest artery which is carrying the oxygenated blood towards the all the different parts of the body and to all the different organs. It will go and it will give the oxygen, and remove out the carbon dioxide, so that the oxygenated blood will become the deoxygenated blood, and finally through the different vena cava it will again come back to the right auricle of the heart. So this is another large loop which is forming, so that the deoxygenated blood can be again carried within the heart, and this circulation is known as the systemic circulation. Got it? Yes, so this pulmonary circulation is a very short loop. Just ऊपर से होता है, ये heart से lungs में जाते हैं और फिर से heart में आ जाते हैं. And the systemic circulation starts from the heart and it goes to all the parts of the body along with the head and everything, fish, and finally it again enters into the heart, right? Think that this is our heart. Okay. So this is the long chain which is known as the systemic circuit, and this one is the short chain which is known as the pulmonary circuit. as this double time or twice the heart is flowing through our heart, that is why we can call this type of circulation in human being as the double circulation. Up to this much clear hai? So you can get a question about what do you mean by double circulation, explain. Then what will you write? For 3 marks you have to write that double circulation means the same blood is flowing through the heart twice, one for the oxygenated blood and second time for the deoxygenated blood. Then you have to mention the pulmonary circulation and the systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation कहाँ से शुरू होता है और कहाँ खत्म होता है, and systemic circulation also where it is starting. It is starting from the outer, going to the organs, and then again it is coming back to the right auricle. You have to mention the whole thing. ठीक है, then you will get 3 out of 3. And if you can draw this diagram, then तो totally 3 out of 3 होगा. Okay, and this is basically expected when you will get the same question for 5 marks. तो 5 marks में अगर same question आएंगे तो जरूर आप diagram दे देना. ठीक है? Okay, now ये छोटा छोटा ट्रिप्स मैं ऑलवेज बोलूंगी so that you will never lose any marks in your school exam. चलो, so this is the circulation, the human circulatory system. You can see over here the heart is there, heart is pumping the deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Lungs में purification होके फिर से आ जाते हैं oxygenated blood in the heart, and from the heart this oxygenated blood is going to all the different parts of the body. देखो gut में जा रहे हैं, the stomach में, liver में, kidney में, ऊपर brain में, and all arms, legs, everywhere it is going, and it is giving the oxygen and nutrients to all the different parts of the body. In turn it return back with the waste material which we need to remove out of our body. Clear है? Yes, this is nothing but the double circulation. अभी ये double circulation का advantage क्या है? A very simple thing, that is we have the two portion of the heart, right? One is the right portion, one is the left portion. Always remember, right portion में deoxygenated blood flow करते हैं और left portion में oxygenated blood flow करते हैं. And to prevent the mixture of this oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, we have to keep all the chambers of the heart separated, and that is why twice the blood is coming and going through the heart. And this is the main advantage of the double circulation, that oxygenated blood is never allowed to mix with the deoxygenated blood. Clear hai? Yes, so this is the main advantage of the double circulation. If you get it for 1 mark or 2 marks, please write it down that the oxygenated blood will give the oxygen and nutrients to all the parts of the body so that it will form the energy. और हमारे body में energy ज़्यादा रहना चाहिए because we have to maintain a constant internal temperature जो cold blooded animals को maintain करने में नहीं होता है. Right, so that is why birds may or mammals may, these are the warm blooded animals which need more energy within our body, and that is why this oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood has to be separated within our body. Got it? Yes, any question till this much? चलो, let's move on to the pulmonary circulation. मैंने already बोल दिया कि pulmonary circulation start होता है इधर से, that is the right ventricle. It starts from the pulmonary artery. देखो, the pulmonary artery is having the 2 branches, and the 2 branches are entering into the 2 lungs. So right lung और left lung में जाएंगे, and within the lung what will happen? Purification will take place, right? The purification of the blood will take place, that is within the lungs the alveoli are present. We already know what are the alveoli. These are the sac-like structure or the balloon shaped structure, और each of the alveoli के बीच मतलब बहुत close contact में रहता है blood vessels which are rich in carbon dioxide, that is the deoxygenated blood. So the carbon dioxide will be removed towards the alveoli and the oxygen will come inside the blood vessels, so that the blood will become pure blood or oxygenated blood, and the alveoli will pump out the carbon dioxide when we will breathe it out. And again ये purification होने के बाद फिर left lung से और right lung से शुरू होता है pulmonary veins, and through the pulmonary veins the oxygenated blood is coming inside the left atrium or left auricle, and this is known as the pulmonary circulation. ठीक है ना? Yes, acha. Ansh, you were asking about the vena cava. Okay, vena cava are, if I think, if I just draw a very short diagram of heart, we can see that in the right auricle, if I just divide it into four main chambers, you can see this is the right auricle, this is the right ventricle, this is the left auricle, this is the left ventricle. So what happened? The deoxygenated blood comes from the upper portion of the body as well as the lower portion of the body into the right auricle, right? And ये जो दोनों large veins से जो right auricle में आते हैं, these veins are known as the vena cava. ऊपर जो रहता है उसको हम कहते हैं superior vena cava. जैसे we already know superior मतलब जो सबसे ऊपर रहता है always, and नीचे से जो blood लेके आते हैं, this vena cava is known as the inferior vena cava. Okay, these are the two veins which are carrying the deoxygenated blood towards the heart. Clear है ना बेटा? Yes, superior and inferior vena cava. Yes, Ansh. Any other question, any other doubt? I'm always there to help you out. Okay, so this is all about the circulatory, like pulmonary circulation, which starts from the heart going to the lungs and again end in the heart only, right? Now coming to the systemic circulation, the large long route, it starts from the aorta. Always remember, it is starting from the aorta, which is arising from the left ventricle. इधर से start होता है aorta, so it will go to all the different parts of the body. देखो ऊपर भी जा रहा है towards the brain and face, then हैंड्स में भी जा रहे हैं, नीचे जा रहे हैं टू ऑल द डिफरेंट ऑर्गन्स, लीवर में जा रहे हैं, स्टमक किडनी में जा रहे हैं, लोअर पार्ट्स ऑफ द बॉडी में जा रहे हैं, एंड देन आफ्टर गिविंग देम द सप्लाई ऑफ द ऑक्सीजन एंड न्यूट्रिएंट्स इट विल remove the carbon dioxide from all the part of the body, and finally it will enter into the right auricle of the heart. This is the right auricle through the vena cava. The two vena cava will be carrying the deoxygenated blood. ऊपर से आ रहे हैं superior vena cava से, नीचे से आ रहे हैं inferior vena cava से, but both of them are entering the right auricle of the heart so that it can again go to the right ventricle and finally it will go to the lung for the purification. तो ये जो बहुत ज़्यादा सा लंबा सा एक pathway follow कर रहे हैं, this circulation is known as the systemic circulation. Got it? Yes, up to this much clear. Pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation, and both the circulation together make the double circulation within our body, right? But if you think about the other different animals, जैसे मैंने कल already बोल दिया कि क्या कितना like चैम्बर्स रहता है फिश में, फ्रॉग में, स्नेक्स में, क्रोकोडाइल में, बर्ड्स में, क्या क्या कितने नंबर का चैम्बर्स रहता है उसके हार्ट्स में, राइट? सो जैसे हमारे हार्ट में 4 चैम्बर्स रहता है, फिश के हार्ट में ओनली 2 चैम्बर्स रहता है, एंड ओनली डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड फ्लोज थ्रू द हार्ट. Okay, one auricle, one ventricle, बस that's it, very simple. Okay, so इधर क्या होता है देखो, the deoxygenated blood which is entering into the heart, it is entering into the auricle, then it is going to the ventricle, and after going to the ventricle it will go to the gills. तो उसका gills क्या है? Gills are the respiratory organs of the fish, we already know, right? तो gills में जाके क्या होगा? The purification होगा. हमारा जैसा respiratory main respiratory organ होता है lungs, तो lungs में जाके purification होता है. Fishes में गिल्स होता है उसका रेस्पिरेटरी ऑर्गन, और गिल्स में जाके प्यूरिफिकेशन होता है. Okay, so what will happen? Carbon dioxide will go out of the blood and oxygen will come inside the blood. Dissolved oxygen जो water में रहता है, it will be filtrated and enter inside the blood, and this oxygenated blood will go to all the different parts of the body, to all the different organs. Again फिर से same तरीके में organs से deoxygenated blood निकल के आएंगे, that is the blood which is having waste materials, again it will go to the heart pump करेगा, गिल्स में जाएंगे, गिल्स में जाके purification होगा और direct गिल्स से ही वो oxygenated blood towards all the different parts of the body आ जाएगा. ठीक है, ये सेकेंड टाइम हार्ट के अंदर नहीं जा रहे हैं एंड दैट इज वाई दिस टाइप ऑफ सर्कुलेशन इज नोन एज द सिंगल सर्कुलेशन. ठीक है, तो हमारे बॉडी के अभी समझ में आया ना, हमारे हार्ट में 2 बार सेम ब्लड पंप होके आ रहा है, इसीलिए इट इज नोन एज द डबल सर्कुलेशन. बट फिश में एक ही बार ये हार्ट से जा रहे हैं, दैट इज ओनली द डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड, तो इसीलिए इसी सर्कुलेशन को हम सिंगल सर्कुलेशन कहते हैं. Okay, only one loop is there inside the fish body for the circulation. Up to this much clear? Yes. Chalo. Now let's move on to the next topic of today's session, that is the hepatic portal vein. तो hepatic portal vein क्या होता है? We already know that the deoxygenated blood is carried with through the superior and the inferior vena cava towards the heart. ठीक है, पर हमारे 2 ऑर्गन्स है जहाँ से डायरेक्टली ये वेंस जाके सुपीरियर एंड इंफीरियर वेना कावा, मेनली पोस्टीरियर वेना कावा में डायरेक्टली अटैच्ड नहीं होता. These 2 organs are the stomach and intestine. So stomach and intestine do not directly attach with the posterior vena cava or the inferior vena cava, rather they enter inside the liver. हमारे liver के अंदर देखो, this is the portal vein, it is coming from the stomach and the small intestine, it is entering into the liver. ये liver में जाने के बाद it will be distributed into many branches. Okay, it will be broken down into different capillaries in contrast to the general characteristic of the veins, and a new vein is formed after the formation or arrangement, or we can say the organization of all these capillary, that is known as the hepatic vein. ये hepatic vein form होता है by reunion of the all the different capillaries within the liver, and this hepatic vein will again go to the posterior vena cava या फिर inferior vena cava and join it. Okay, और ये join करने से क्या होगा ना, inferior vena cava will carry the deoxygenated blood towards the heart. ठीक है, तो you can see over here this special type of structure where the capillaries are starting from the portal vein. It is starting from the liver, small intestine and the stomach, and again it is after entering into the liver, it is breaking into the branches of the different capillaries. So ये capillaries से ही start होता है और फिर से liver में जाके capillaries में ही खत्म होता है. This type of system is known as the portal system, hepatic portal system. ये पूरा portal vein, hepatic vein and their arising origin and their end को कहते हैं total hepatic portal system, and we can see that the portal vein is the only one vein which starts in the capillaries. वो stomach देखो, you can see in this picture the capillaries which are forming in the stomach and forming the veins, and they are not going directly into the posterior vena cava, they are again entering into the liver, and finally liver में भी जाके ये different branches हो गया. Right, so from the capillaries it is starting and it is also ending in another capillaries, and this type of veins are known as the portal vein. Clear है up to this much? Yes. Other than this, if you think about the kidney, देखो outer से branch होके आ रहे हैं kidney में, blood को oxygen nutrients मिल रहे हैं, then it is again going and attached with the posterior vena cava. Same thing in case of the legs also, same thing in case of the head also. Say superior vena cava से ये join हो रहा है. Same thing in case of the liver also, but in case of the stomach and intestine, starting from those organ and they are ending into the liver. So this type of system is known as the hepatic portal system. Clear है? Yes. Now let's move on to the next topic of today, that is the pulse. Pulse क्या है? Have you ever heard about the pulse, or have you ever seen your pulse beat? Okay, so when you go to the doctor, So doctors sometimes keep their two fingers on just beneath the thumb, right over here, right on your wrist, and they used to try to feel something. Yes, just do the activity with me. Just keep take your two fingers, take this hand, this is the thumb, so just beneath the thumb over here in the wrist, just put your two fingers. Yes, are you feeling something? Something is beating, some vibration is created over there. Anything? Yes, very good, Ansh, you are giving a correct answer. That is, rate of one complete circulation of the blood in our body is the pulse. Very good. Yes, Danish? Yes, you are feeling something. That is nothing but the pulse rate. अभी ये pulse rate जितना भी time में जितना time होगा ना, like in 1 minute, the same will be the counting of the heartbeat. अब same अगर आप आपके hand थोड़ा सा chest में रखोगे, a little bit towards the left side, you will feel the same vibration type of thing in the same rhythmic manner, and this is the heartbeat. So yes, the pulse rate is the scientific term, okay? The heartbeat and the pulse rate is always same. So have you ever seen this pulse rate, or have you ever felt कि pulse rate बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया? कभी कभार होता है ना? कब होता है? कब होता है? When you are in a huge stress, your examination is coming, you are not prepared for the examination, you have to study a lot, you have a tension in your head, or just before getting the question paper, before the examination, right? Or when you were too much emotional for something, or maybe when you were running. Yes, very good, Anushka. Yes, when you were running, when you were on stress. Very good, Danish. Or you can see that when you were doing like swimming or jogging or any sort of other different types of physical exercise, तब क्या होता है? The pulse rate becomes very high. Yes, the rate becomes very high, and similarly the heartbeat also, heart starts beating in a faster way, right? Yes, so this is the pulse rate which we can see, we can feel. This is nothing but due to the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart. ये pulse rate हम देख सकते हैं या फिर feel कर सकते हैं. Okay, I hope that all of you have already subscribed our channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss the upcoming session. I hope that all of you who are there with me in the session, you have done it, right? Okay, great. Now, how do you know that if your heart is functioning properly or not? हो सकता है कि हम हार्ट के मतलब हम इधर चेस्ट में हाथ रख के देख सकते हैं कि बहुत धीरे से बीट कर रहे हैं या फिर बहुत फास्ट बीट कर रहे हैं. तो anyway we have to measure it, right? So how can we measure our heartbeat? Or can you tell me what is the heart rate, the normal heartbeat in 1 minute? Yes, you have done. Yes, Ansh. Okay, great, great. So what is the heart rate or the pulse rate? How many times it beats in 1 minute? Any idea? Yes, mostly 60 to 70 times, or 60 to 80 times. Like 72 to 80 is the normal heart rate. Okay, so try to do that. Just keep your finger over here and try to see the clock so that you can see 1 minute. In 1 minute, how many times the heart rate is coming, okay, or the pulse beat is coming. So okay, 60 to 100. 100 will be too much high, okay, Anushka. So it will be 60 to 80 beats per minute will be the normal heartbeat, okay. The number of the time how the heart beats, and in 1 minute it is known as the heart rate. Similarly, we can feel the same over here as the pulse rate. ठीक है, तो हार्ट रेट इज द मेजर सिम्टम और द साइन कि हम देख सकते हैं कि हमारा बॉडी healthy है या फिर नहीं है. If we feel that the heart rate is very low or very high, then we will understand that our body is not that much healthy और कुछ ना कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. Okay, whether if you think about the fever, आई थिंक फीवर तो सबका ही कभी ना कभी आया था, राइट? सो हैव यू एवर फेल्ट कि फीवर के टाइम पे अपना आपका हार्ट बीट या फिर आपका पल्स रेट थोड़ा हाई हो जाता है? यस, यस. सो this will indicate that you are having some problem, you are not totally healthy, and you are getting some problem in your body. Okay, yes Anushka. चलो, now why this heart rate is so much important? हम इतना heart rate, pulse rate के बारे में क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं, या फिर हमारे heart rate या pulse rate को ध्यान देना क्यों है हमारे body में? Because the heart is circulating the different necessary things to our body, right, to all the different organs of the body, mainly the oxygen and nutrients. अगर वो सारे body organs में नहीं जाएंगे तो how will they produce the energy? और अगर produce नहीं होगा energy तो हम कभी कोई भी काम नहीं कर सकते, right? And also it is needed to remove out the carbon dioxide and the waste materials from the body also. Yes, very good, because the heart circulates the blood. Very good Anushka. As well as to remove the waste materials, our heartbeat is very much important. Okay, so what causes this heart rate to drop or go up? Certain type of heart related problem may be happen, some imbalance in the chemical inside our blood, हमारे blood के जितना भी proteins है कोई, या फिर कोई blood cells भी हो सकता है, plasma platelet का count अगर ज़्यादा या फिर कम हो जाएंगे, then we can have some different problem in heart. Then metabolism अगर ठीक ठाक से नहीं होगा हमारे body में, metabolism का मतलब क्या है? All the chemical reactions which are having in our body, right, which are continuously happening. तो ये अगर ठीक से नहीं होगा तो then problem हो सकता है. हमारा heart का कोई भी muscle या फिर कोई part of the heart is damaged, then also the heart rate will be problematic, it will not in a normal rhythm. Then कोई भी अगर medication आप ले रहे हो for the high pressure के लिए या फिर कोई भी different heart related disorders के लिए, then also sometimes we will feel that the irregular heartbeat is coming or the pulse rate is irregular. Sometimes it is very high, sometimes it is very slow. ठीक है, so these are causing the different heart rate. And always remember that जैसे हमारे car में भी, if you drive the car, we always need to look into the speedometer, right? तो speedometer में हम क्या देखते हैं कि हमारा कार का speed बहुत कम ना हो जाए या फिर बहुत ज़्यादा भी ना हो जाए, right? So similarly it is to be notified or it has to be observed within our body also, like in the heart, कि heart rate भी बहुत ज़्यादा या फिर बहुत कम ना हो जाए. It should maintain a proper limit, a normal limit. Okay, yes, Anushka has given me a correct answer. अगर heart rate बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएंगे, like more than 100 bpm, then this condition is known as the tachycardia. ओके और अगर 60 बीट्स पर मिनट से भी कम हो जाएंगे, then this condition is known as bradycardia. Okay, so this bradycardia or bradycardia is same. It is when the heart rate is very low, and tachycardia is the situation or condition when the heartbeat is very fast. You can see the graph over here. Yes, the tachycardia में बहुत जल्दी जल्दी heart rate आ रहे हैं and bradycardia में बहुत slow आ रहे हैं, right? But this one is the normal heartbeat which we generally see. This is the normal heartbeat which will be like 60 to 80 beats per minute रहता है. Okay, चलो. Now generally doctors recommend a pacemaker to for the heart during certain irregularities of the heartbeat, right? Have you ever heard of any person is having the bypass surgery and they are replaced, like they are having some heart related issues, and that is why they have to give a machine. It is nothing but a very small machine having the battery on its own, which has to be placed within the heart so that the pumping of the heart will be rhythmic and in a constant way. Okay, तो ये pacemaker क्या है? फर्स्ट तो आपको ये जानना पड़ेगा कि हमारे हार्ट में ऑलरेडी एक नॉर्मल या फिर नेचुरल पेसमेकर है. दिस इज नोन एज sinoatrial node. Yes, Anushka, I will come to the heart. I will come to the heart attack better. Definitely, I'll tell you cardiac arrest क्या होता है, heart attack क्या होता है, while we will study about the like the diseases of the heart. Okay, so the heartbeat sometimes are normal and sometimes it becomes very fast or very slow, right? Yes. So natural pacemaker क्या होता है? This is the sinoatrial node which is present at the right auricle. Okay, ये right auricle में रहता है sinoatrial node from where an electrical impulse generates. तो ये electrical impulse जो generated होता है, these basically help to maintain a proper contraction and relaxation of the heart muscle. Okay, और ये contraction and relaxation of the heart muscle will help the heart to beat in a proper rhythmic way, and this heartbeat will definitely help to pump the blood to all the different parts of the body. ठीक है? Now, if there is any damage in this sinoatrial node, what will happen? The electrical impulse will not be able to generate and definitely the rhythmic contraction and relaxation will not happen, है ना? And that time the doctors generally advise to remove it and replace it with an artificial pacemaker. Okay, so this artificial pacemaker is placed so that it will continuously keep like keep your heart to beat in a continuous manner with a regular contraction and relaxation of the heart, right? Now coming to Anushka's answer, like question, she asked me कि heart attack कैसे होता है? तो suddenly अगर blood supply बंद हो जाते heart में, then it can cause the heart attack. तो sudden interruption, अगर देखो ये continuously blood circulation is happening within our body and also in the heart, right? Now ये अचानक से अगर कोई भी like supply of blood बंद हो जाते हैं और interrupted हो जाता है, then it can cause the heart attack. Up to this much clear? Yes. So generally what happen usually इसमें it occurs due to the blood clot which is prevent the flow of the oxygen rich blood to the cardiac muscle. इसके लिए भी हो सकता है. Okay. Now let's move on to the need for this artificial pacemaker. Definitely for the rhythmic contraction and relaxation, taki the blood will be able to go to all the parts of the body. We need the artificial pacemaker. If our natural pacemaker is not working properly, तो sinoatrial node अगर ठीक ठाक से properly work नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो we have to implant the artificial pacemaker. You can see this type of machine is placed within the body and which basically like maintain a rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart. ठीक है? Yes. Okay, how people get to know that have heart attack? Yeah, they have a lot of different types of problem. देखो क्या क्या problem आएगा? First of all, like the jaws, teeth, ये सारे या फिर pains, discomfort आने लग जाएंगे. The shoulder will become like बहुत पेनफुल होगा, शॉर्टनेस ऑफ ब्रीदिंग होता है, डिजीनेस आता है, स्वेटिंग लाइक सडन स्वेटिंग होता है, नोजिया आ जाते हैं. ओके, सो दिस आर लाइक और चेस्ट पेन इज डेफिनेटली द टाइटनेस and squeezing pain of the chest. That is also a very important symptom which generally is seen before the heart attack. तो इधर से पता चल जाएगा कि something is not going in a proper way or in a normal way, and the person definitely is will get the heart attack. Okay, ठीक है? Okay, now let's move on to the blood pressure. Another very important thing, that is when the blood is moving through the different arteries, they create some pressure in the arterial wall, right? So this pressure in the arterial wall, the inner wall of the arteries make the blood pressure. Now when the blood is like the heart is pressing or contracting, the ventricles are contracting, the systolic pressure is created. That means the upper limit of the pressure. तो सबसे high pressure में जब blood flow करते हैं through the arteries, the wall of the artery will get the pressure that is known as the upper limit of the pressure या फिर systolic pressure. And following that the like definitely the waves will pass, the lower limit will pass, the lower, we can say, the blood, the remaining blood will pass to it, creating the maximum, like, sorry, the minimum pressure, that is known as the diastolic pressure. Okay, so this is the systolic and the diastolic pressure. Systolic pressure is the upper limit at which the time that fresh blood is pushing towards the artery, and as due to the contraction of the ventricles. And diastolic pressure is nothing but the lower limit, that is one recorded when the wave has पास ओवर होने हो जाने के बाद जो लिमिटेड रहता है, that is known as the lower limit. Very good, Anushka. You have given me the correct answer. That is systolic pressure is, yes, it is basically creating the pressure in the inner wall of the artery. ठीक है, तो this systolic and diastolic pressure for the normal person should be 100 to 140 should be the systolic pressure millimeter per like mercury, and diastolic pressure will be like 60 to 80, not more than that. 85 से ज़्यादा या फिर 90 से ज़्यादा अगर हो जाएंगे और ऊपर का प्रेशर भी अगर सिस्टोलिक प्रेशर more than 140 हो जाएंगे, then we will say that the patient is suffering from the hypertension or high blood pressure, and generally doctor give them the medicine for lowering or making the blood pressure in a proper limit. ठीक है, now coming to the last thing, that is the tissue fluid and the lymph. So what do you mean by the tissue fluid? Yes, have you ever seen or have you ever like heard that when the arteries are carrying the, or if you think about the blood capillaries also, the blood vessels के through जब blood flow कर रहे हैं, there are certain leaks. Okay, there are certain leaks through which the plasma as well as the WBCs come out. और blood vessels के बाहर क्या रहता है? The different tissues, okay, which are made up of the different cells. Those cells are generally bathed with this tissue, and this tissue is known as nothing but the tissue fluid. Okay, so most of the tissue fluid से ही diffusion होके then oxygen and nutrients get inside the cells. Okay, now udhar se most of the fluid will be like much of the fluid will be absorbed by the different cells as well as it goes back to the blood, but most of them will enter into another vessel or a connection tube like structure which is known as the lymph vessel. Okay, और lymph vessel से जो flow कर रहे हैं, those are, that liquid or fluid is known as the lymph. Yes, very good, Anushka. You have already given me the explanation before me only. So that is the lymph which will be flowing inside the lymph vessel. Clear hai? So this lymph vessel is carrying the lymph which is almost similar to the of the blood, but they do not have the RBC and platelet, and that is why as they do not have the RBC, they will also not have the hemoglobin, और hemoglobin नहीं है, इसीलिए that is not red in color. So always remember, blood is having the RBC, WBC, platelet, everything, so that is why it is red in color, but lymph is only having the plasma and certain type of WBCs only, no lymph, sorry, no RBC or no platelets, right? So that is why they are pale yellowish in color. Got it? Yes. So some of the tissue fluid are reabsorbed by the blood and some of them go to another channel that is known as the lymph vessel, through which the lymph is flowing. So you can see over here, these are the blood vessels. Blood vessels से क्या जाते हैं? Sometimes due to the leakage, the oh, okay, Anushka, you have scored 100% in science. Great, very nice. Okay. So from the blood vessels leak out होके plasma and WBCs निकल के जाते हैं towards the tissue fluid, and from the tissue fluid it can be absorbed by the lymph vessels, and lymph vessels, through the lymph vessels the lymph will move and it will go to all the different parts of the body where blood cannot reach. Okay, and definitely it will give the nutrients, oxygen, whatever is needed by the different organs. Okay, now this is the blood and the lymph circulatory system. The lymph circulatory system में तो blood रहता है, and the lymphatic system जो रहता है, which takes the fluid from the interstitial tissues and towards the circulatory system, वो filter out करके दे देते हैं, right? This is the lymph. So these are the different dotted structure. You can see these dots are the lymph node, nothing but the lymph node, and the vessels are known as the lymph vessels, and through which the fluid which is carried is known as the lymph. So lymph flows through the lymph vessel, and this flowing happens due to the contraction of the muscle, and that is why we should always do a lot of physical exercise so that our lymphatic system will also work properly. क्योंकि blood vessels से जो continuously blood flow होता है, this is due to the pumping of the heart, right? It is generated by the pumping of the heart. Yes, the force is generated by it, but in case of the lymphatic system, it is not due to the contraction, relaxation of any other organ, but it is due to the contraction of the muscle, and that is why when you will do more exercise, that means the whole lymphatic system within your body will work properly. Got it? Yes. Now let's watch a video. Let's see what the video says about the lymphatic system.
Did you know your body has its own version of a sewer system for removing unwanted toxins, waste and excess water from the body? This is called our lymphatic system. Like our blood circulation, the lymphatic system is made up of millions of little vessels that branch all around our body. But whereas arteries and veins carry blood, the lymphatic vessels are much, much finer and carry a colourless fluid called lymph. Our lymphatic system has three main duties. 1. It contains white blood cells called lymphocytes, which are used to fight infection. 2. It acts as a one-way drainage system, transporting fluid from body tissues into the blood circulation. 3. It gets rid of waste products produced by cells. As blood circulates the body, plasma leaves the blood vessels and travels into the body tissues, delivering food, oxygen, and hormones to the cells. This plasma becomes tissue fluid and surrounds all our body's tissues. It then collects waste products, excess water, and toxins from the cells. 90% of this fluid passes back into the blood circulation. However, 10% of the fluid is left behind and is known as lymph. We therefore need a system to drain this lymph fluid, so that we don't end up as a swollen fluid-filled balloon, hence the lymphatic system. The lymph fluid drains into lymph vessels, where it then travels to lymph nodes, which are found all around your body. To stop backflow, the lymph vessels have one-way valves and muscular walls that contract to force the lymph forward. This is happening in millions of little lymphatic vessels in your body every minute of every day. The lymph nodes filter the lymph, destroying or trapping anything harmful. The lymph nodes contain white blood cells called lymphocytes, which attack and break down bacteria, viruses, damaged cells, or cancer cells. This filtering and destroying is an important part of our immune system and stops nasty substances being fed back into our bloodstream, which would make us sick. The waste products and destroyed bacteria are then carried in the lymph fluid through larger lymph vessels up to your neck, where the thoracic duct empties the lymph back into the blood circulation. The bloodstream then removes the waste products from the body as it does with other waste. As well as the lymph fluid, our lymphatic system also includes a few organs: the spleen, thymus, tonsils, and adenoids. They all have roles in helping our body fight off infections. Unfortunately, like any sewer system, things can go horribly wrong. Sometimes we get infections that cause the pumping to break down. This can cause your arms or legs to swell to huge proportions. Sometimes the debris or other bad substances can make it past lymph nodes. Sometimes cancer cells do this and spread the cancer to other parts of the body, which obviously isn't good. For now, we wish you all the best for your lymphatic health, which you can help maintain by drinking lots of water and exercising. Keep on pumping.
If you liked the video, give it a
Yes, so this is all about the lymphatic system. You have to remember only like how lymph is forming, how the lymphatic system is forming, and also the composition of the lymph. See, mainly they do not have the platelet, they do not have the RBCs, and that is why it is not red in color. But other than this, they have the plasma, and they also have the leukocytes, some of the WBCs. The non-cellular part includes the water. 94% of the lymph is water, and certain solids materials are also there, जैसे protein, fat, carbohydrate, enzymes, antibodies. These are all present within the lymph, right? Now coming to the function of the lymph. First of all, uh, it supply the nutrient and oxygen, जैसे blood भी करते हैं तो lymph भी करते हैं, but lymph उस तक पहुंच जाते हैं जहां blood cannot reach, and that is why lymph is very much important for our body. Okay. Secondly, it drains away any excess fluid जो होता है, tissue fluid and metabolic waste products. It give it back to the blood. Okay. Thirdly, it absorb the fat from the small intestine. अब जब digestive system पढ़ोगे तो तब देखोगे in the small intestine there are the small villi. तो villi से क्या होता है? It absorb the different nutrients from the body, right? So carbohydrate and protein generally चले जाते हैं in the blood vessels, and the fat enters inside the lymphatic vessel. And the fourth very important thing is that the lymphocyte and monocyte, these are the two different types of WBC which help to defend our body from any sort of germs. It can fight out so that it can give a defense mechanism. Okay, so these are the main function of the lymph. And the a very important large lymphatic organ is the spleen. So we will study about the spleen. I'll show you the picture of the spleen. So spleen is just nothing but the size of our clenched fist. Okay, so reddish brown in color hota hai, situated at the abdomen and behind the stomach and above the left kidney. Generally the spleen is present. Okay, so let us see the 3D model of the spleen. So just to tell you, this is the spleen. It is also having the artery. You can see another vein. So बाहर से outermost portion ऐसे दिखने में होता है. Just I'm telling you the different parts, but the parts of the spleen is not at all present in your syllabus. Just remember, just know it. Okay, कैसे होता है और क्या क्या रहता है इसके अंदर. So this is the surface of the spleen. The second one we can see the renal surface. Renal surface मतलब जो kidney के सामने रहता है, and the gastric surface मतलब जो stomach के side पे रहता है. Okay, these are the two surfaces of the spleen. Third, next is the artery which is giving the blood supply to the spleen, and the next is the vein, the splenic vein, which is carried out the deoxygenated blood from the spleen. Next is the capsule. We can see this is the capsule of the spleen. Next, the trabeculae. These are the structures which are present, which are known as the trabeculae. The red pulp and the white pulp are present within the trabeculae. This is the red pulp and this one is the white pulp. We can see. Then is the primary follicles. These are the different follicles which are present. These are known as the primary follicles. This is the periarteriolar lymphoid sheath, one sheath which is present. Okay. Okay, hi beta, what is basically your name? Your name, acha, hi Tanisha, how are you? Okay, and the marginal zone is there over here. Okay, so these are nothing but the different parts of the spleen. You don't have the picture like the total structure of the spleen, but I have told you how it is present, where it is present, and how it looks like, right? So it is basically present over here, okay, above the kidney and below the stomach, and it seems to be like this from outside, or iske andar if you just dissect it you will find the different portions of the spleen. Okay, yes Ansh, I'm telling about the spleen, that is the lymphatic organ. Okay, now let us see what are the main functions of the spleen. First of all, it acts as the blood reservoir. Secondly, in emergency condition जैसे hemorrhage में या फिर physical emotional कोई stress condition अगर आता है तो क्या होता है, the stored blood is released by the spleen into the blood vessels or the bloodstream. Okay, this is very important. Next क्या होता है, it produce the lymphocytes like the WBCs. Okay, are produced and also it destroys the RBCs. इसीलिए इसको हम क्या कहते हैं, graveyards of RBC. मतलब RBC जब destroy हो जाता है या फिर उसका लाइफ स्पैन खत्म हो जाता है, it goes into the spleen and it is destroyed by the spleen. Okay, so these are the main function of the spleen. Now, let me tell you a very interesting fact that the blood contains small amount of gold. Can you imagine? How much gold does the blood have? 0.2 milligram of gold that is mostly found in our blood. Okay. Acha, you know this, Ansh. Okay. Now, quickly give me the answer of some of the question. This type of question basically you will get in your school examination. Yes. What is lymphocyte? Acha, lymphocyte is one type of WBC, beta. Monocyte, lymphocyte. Okay. These are the egg granulocytes or one type of WBC. Okay, Tanisha. Now, quickly tell me what do you mean by the double circulation? Yes, we have studied about the double circulation which takes place in the human heart. It includes what are the two main circulation? Pulmonary circulation and the systemic circulation, right? So pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation, twice the blood flows through the heart, and that is why it is known as the double circulation. Very good, flowing of blood to whole body and back to the heart. Acha, here Ansh, you have to mention that the blood flows twice through the human heart and that is why the circulation is known as the double circulation. ये twice word आपको use करना है, ये key word है, ठीक है? Next question, quickly tell me what is a portal vein? Portal vein क्या है? कहाँ से शुरू होता है, कहाँ खत्म होता है? Yes, it's very simple that it starts from the capillaries and also ends in the capillaries. So कौन सी capillary से start होता है? For example, it is starting from the capillaries of the small intestine or stomach and then it enters inside the liver and ends in the capillary. This type of vein is known as the portal vein. Fine. Chalo, coming to the next question. Quickly give me the two functions of lymph. Yes, what can be the function of lymph? Very easy. एक एक word में बता दो, कोई एक एक word में. Yes, quickly, quickly. Okay, so we know nutritive function है इसका, defense function है, drainage function है. These are the different functions which are shown by the lymph. You have to at least write one sentence about these functions. Okay, जैसे मैंने already explain कर दिए थे. So this is all about today's session. Okay, production of the immune cell. Very good, Ansh. You have given me the correct answer. So we have already studied about the double circulation, this pulmonary and the systemic circulation. Then we have studied about the hepatic portal vein. Okay, then we studied about the heart rate and the pulse rate, right? Then the natural pacemaker, what is the artificial pacemaker, what is the work of the pacemaker, and we have studied about the blood pressure, the systolic and diastolic pressure. Then we studied about the lymphatic circulation, the organ spleen. I have shown you the spleen. Then the blood and lymph circulation and function and the composition and the function of the lymph, right? Yes, so up to this much clear hai? Yes, Ansh, pacemaker is basically the sinoatrial node, that is the natural pacemaker which is present at the right auricle, at the corner of the right auricle, from where the electrical impulses are generated. Okay, so so that a proper rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart muscle will be maintained. So similarly, when it is not working properly, doctors used to advise to replace it with an artificial pacemaker. Okay, this is all about today's session, and clap for Ansh. Ansh has given me most of the answers, so student of the session is Ansh. Other than that, also Anushka and Tanisha has also given me most of the answer. Thank you, Anushka. also for staying with us till the end of the session. So thank you very much for today's session. We will again meet in the next session. So before going, let me again remind you, whoever has not subscribed our channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming sessions. Okay, and do not forget to like, comment and share also. We will again meet in the next session. So take care, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye.